So, Aidan Hyman is a co-founder and CEO at ChainSafe. Aidan opened last year's CSCON0 keynote with an emphatically value-driven message that has reverberated in my work personally through the year. I quote him from last year, "Collaboration is good for the whole garden," end quote. Last year, he implored us as stewards of this budding space to take on a positive-sum approach and to see value beyond the zero-sum thinking that has typically permeated the early crypto space, but also the Web 2 and traditional world. And with that message, Aidan set the stage for ChainSafe in 2021. We were collaborators through and through with all of our foundation partners, blockchain peers, individual contributors, and more. If composability is the ethos of the open source and Web3 movement, our work was going to build on that relentlessly. So with all that said, I now invite Aidan on stage to officially welcome us into CSCON1, deliver his opening keynote, and set the stage for 2022. Aidan, you may take the stage. Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on where you're joining us. Okay, let's see how this works. Perfect. Awesome. So yeah, welcome. Welcome to our second conference. Perfect. It's working. We're incredibly excited to be kicking off our annual conference, and we're just so thankful to have all of you here with us today. Everyone from our speakers to our attendees, and of course, the CSCON Planning Committee. Oh, I see the mouse is there, unfortunately, but that's going to have to stay. So I know that there are many people listening who know the values ChainSafe holds. And, you know, a lot of you have been with us since the beginning of our journey. But for folks here who are joining us new to the blockchain space and are really just joining us on this journey, and that, you know, we are just beginning this journey, we're so thankful to have you here today. And I'd like to really take a moment to share with you our core objective and the principles that guide us each and every day. So what is this, event? This event for us is really about accelerating the growth and adoption of Web3. And we are staunch believers that we can make this happen a lot faster if we work together. And so this conference is really an attempt at bringing together all of the incredible ecosystem partners and community participants that we believe are making a true contribution towards the future of Web3. And so this is an opportunity for all of us to learn from one another and share what exactly where, what exactly we're working on. And it's really important to acknowledge that we started out as being a group of people just hanging out at our local Ethereum developers meetup. And from that, we've grown to a company, over 100 people that are contributing to communities now all over the world. And we're just so thankful to have talks from our friends contributing to Filecoin, Mina, Ethereum, and other incredible projects like Polkadot and beyond. And so what have we done in 2021? Well, in 2021, we've done an incredible amount of work, and we've achieved so much more than we ever could have imagined last year at CSCON. And really, the numbers speak for themselves. We've gone from this community-driven kind of group of people to really having an effect on so many different communities all over the world. You can see everything from the core implementations we're working on to our audits, to our partner projects that we've contributed to one way or another. And of course, the organizations using our Metaverse SDK, which is a first step for us into unlocking what we believe is equitable access to the Metaverse. And so this is what we look like right now. We're in 28 countries with over 100 ChainSafers distributed all over the world. I mean, you can see for yourself, we're really everywhere. And so no matter where you are right now tuning in, there's probably people pretty close to you that would love to call you a colleague. Um, so really, we are a remote first team, but that has a presence in a significant amount of countries and are constantly looking to expand the teams in these different places. Awesome. And yeah, this was us at ETH Lisbon. And, it was an opportunity for so many of us to meet for the first time. There were close to 40 of us, and we just had such an incredible time being together and just sharing and such an incredible experience. Oh, so what have we done since last CSCON? As you can see, we went from 34 people to 105. But beyond that, beyond just this number, we've done so much, from expanding to different places, to opening up offices all over the world. Really, this has been a year of laying down the foundations, laying down the the core kind of infrastructure to really accelerate everything we're doing beyond just, building really cool things, but truly bringing, also our products to the real world. As we've seen with the Metaverse SDK going live, it's just been an incredible year of not only growth on the organizational level, but also on the product side of things as well. So, what what are we really at the end of the day doing, and how do we achieve those things? So really, we have two guiding principles that really kind of direct us in everything that we do. So when evaluating what projects we choose to work on, we evaluate the technologies underpinning them on a variety of factors. This allows us to focus our efforts on projects that we truly believe, on an objective technological level, are achieving incredible things. This also allows us to provide our engineers with challenging and fulfilling work that's constantly making us have to learn new skills and go beyond what most are doing in their day-to-days. Being able to work on these interesting cutting-edge technologies is an incredibly motivating thing for us to be able to do each and every day. Our second guiding principle is our belief that focusing our efforts and energies into open source technologies is really what is going to bring us to a truly empowered Web3 future. Working alongside our partners, we've been able to develop technologies that have benefited the entire ecosystem in which they reside and have advanced it faster than we could have ever imagined. So now just to briefly mention a few of the different projects and products we're working on, but also just to shill my colleagues so that you can maybe spend some time really learning about these things from them directly. So first we have Forest, which is our Rust implementation of the Filecoin node, which you can hear Liraj talk about later during our conference. We have Golang, we have Gossamer, a Golang implementation of the Polkadot host, which Elizabeth Binks will be talking about later in our conference. We have Lodestar, our TypeScript implementation of Ethereum consensus, which Dapline will be speaking about. Mina Rust, which is our Rust implementation of the Mina protocol, which Lerna will be speaking about. We have Chainbridge, our cross-chain interoperability solution, which Taha will be speaking about. Our Metaverse SDK, which is bridging blockchain-based assets into any reality, of which Leon will be speaking about. Web3.js, which is the most comprehensive Ethereum JavaScript library, with a talk from Mike. And Files, where privacy meets convenience with encrypted file storage on Filecoin, with a conversation that Colin will be leading. And so really at the end of the day, the most important thing underpinning all of this is world-class engineers and leadership, really providing this incredible foundation for everything we do. And as you can see in these pictures, we really do try our best, as much as we are a remote first company, to spend as much time as possible together, even though we live in a world that isn't always easy. And of course, I have to end with one of the most important slides, which is that we're hiring. And if you're passionate about pushing these boundaries of how we utilizing blockchain technologies can change the world, please check out our open positions at chainsafe.io/careers and just start a conversation and let's see what we can build together. And so let's keep in touch. Check us out on Twitter, send me an email, check us out on GitHub. But most importantly of all, please stick around and check out all the incredible conversations that will be starting and continuing during our conference. And really the whole goal of this is to engage with you, our community, and hear from you what you think. And so thank you for being here, and thank you for contributing to our journey.
Amazing, Aidan. Thank you so much for another wonderful opening keynote. Community is in our DNA, and I truly, truly believe that. And having these guiding principles driving us in our work and what we do, it's a powerful stage-setting thing for 2022, and I hope, we all deeply take in these messages. And kind of use it as guiding lights for next year. So let's go over to questions and answers and see if our audience have any questions. We got one question from Anonymous. Thank you, Anonymous. What was the hardest thing to do during such company scaling, Aidan?
Yeah, it's a really good question, and I think one which you'd get a different answer depending on who you ask. But I would say, personally, the biggest, I guess, unknown has really been COVID throughout all of this, and really, how we operate as a remote first company. I mean, previously to this, we would have a yearly gathering, we would have a lot more events to travel to and be together. So I would say the most unknown, right? The thing that you can't just read a book about right now, or at least you couldn't at the beginning of COVID, is how you scale a company in a remote first setting during a global pandemic. And so that was definitely very interesting. And I've just been so proud of the team, the ops team, and just how they've, managed to just do such an incredible thing.
Yeah, I have to second that sentiment. I can't imagine what it's like, growing and scaling a company during COVID-19 when there's not really a playbook for doing something like this for a remote first company, right? So totally. So, sorry for my Slack messages going off. Probably someone pinging me about their speaking slot later. But, okay, sorry about that. We have another question from Anonymous. Thank you, Anonymous. How do I book for an audit?
The best way to reach out to us about anything work-related is to check us out at info@chainsafe.io. Send us an email with all the things that you're looking to do and as much context as possible for us to be able to understand what it is you're really looking to do beyond just a couple sentences.
Awesome. And if there's any other questions from the audience, feel free to raise your hands now or ask it in the Q&A. But just again, to reiterate, that is info@chainsafe.io. That's INFO. You guys know how to spell info. Info@chainsafe.io. And give us all the context. Send us as much information as you can about your project, and we'll see. Oh, we got a question. Ding, 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 ding. Fiznik asks, why have you decided not to launch any of your product into the market? I mean launching a token and linking it with the economies of the product.
Yeah, I mean, we've definitely had ample opportunity to launch a token, being in the space as long as we have, and we definitely believe that, our products will be able to achieve so much more by being technically objective and being able to interoperate across so many different ecosystems at the same time. And so by limiting kind of um, the relationship between one chain to another, we believe we're empowering for much more potential possibilities beyond what is currently possible. So yeah, I mean, definitely not afraid of tokens, but I'm not anti-token, but for a lot of our products right now, um, kind of that path just doesn't necessarily align with the vision we have for the product.
Amazing. Thank you for that, Aidan. And thank you for your opening keynote. It's a wonderful start to CSCON1. And yeah, we'll, thank you again for your time and your participation. Stick around for the rest of the talks and for the rest of the day.
Thank you,
But
Tim. And
yeah,
and thank you everyone for being here. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of these next 3 days. See you all in Reno land.